Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we are reacting to a TikTok. One of you guys actually tagged me in the comment section of this video, so I'm excited to watch it with you, reconvene, and tell you what I think per usual. So the little text on the screen says, choose the nice guys.
I love telling people that I like nice guys because they just get so confused. They're like, oh, what's your type? And I'm like, I like nice guys. And they're just like, wait, what? Like, what are you talking about? You like nice guys? Like, it doesn't make sense to them. But what doesn't make sense to me is why more women don't go for the nice guys. Because girls complain all the time on TikTok and to their friends about having bad dating experiences and just like being treated badly, or like this guy turned out to be a jerk or like a douchebag. But it's like they're not looking for someone to be a nice person or a good person as like a prerequisite for someone to be with them. It's like not a requirement. And like after the qualification of looks, because we're both men and women, like you have to like be hot to them to even be of like interest. But like beyond that, like the things that women mention that they're looking for is like someone who's like tall or like 6'5", blue eyes, and finance, like that kind of man, like someone who has a good job or just like has a nice car. Like it's all these external things that has nothing to do with like who they are as a person. And honestly, like the type of car someone drives and like how much money they make is not a predictor of like how that relationship is going to go or like how that guy is going to treat you. And at least for me, the way I see it, I'm someone who's very particular about who I exchange my energy with. And I'm fully aware that there are a lot of messed up people out there and that men are capable of a lot of violence and mistreatment and discrimination towards women, which is why I'm attracted to nice guys. And I like them as nice as they come. Like when they're really cool and nice and normal when they're talking to you and they're not like playing mind games or like ego tripping the whole time, and when they have had the same group of friends forever because they don't do anything whack, and when they have like a good relationship with their parents and they have a good reputation in all the spaces they occupy, like school and work and like social circles, and when you can just tell that they like have their head and their heart in the right place and they like want to do things for people, and like they act in ways that are kind, like they help old people carry groceries to their car. Like I don't know, like you can always tell. And for all the girls watching this video, I promise there are guys out there who are super nice and also super hot. And if you aren't wasting your time caught up with some immature asshole, you're going to be available when those guys stumble across your path. So, good luck. Mwah.
Well, I will say there's a lot to unpack here because she just fit a ton of information in a 2-minute clip. She talks even faster than I do, which is a skill. I'm sure one of the first comments that people are going to leave is, okay, well, she's mentioning there are plenty of guys who are hot and also nice, so clearly she cares about them being hot. But she did mention that earlier on in the video, in the sense that, you know, you have to be attracted to someone. Now, what is hot to one person might be different to another. So just because in your head, hot to you is 6'5", finance, blue eyes, trust fund, whatever that little thing on TikTok is, doesn't necessarily mean that that is every woman's picture in her head of what hot is. I think women are attracted to a lot of different things about men that make them hot. And it's not necessarily just a physical thing. I mean, I have done a ton of different reaction videos at this point, reacting to videos of women talking about things men do that make them hot or strange things that make men hot. And it's not always physical appearance based. So I just wanted to get that out of the way before we move forward because I know that's going to be something that people comment about. But anyway, back to the point, I think the term nice guys has such a negative connotation now because of the internet and this like nice guys finish last thing. Nice guy is now often associated with the following terms: obsessive, clingy, desperate, suffocating, and probably a ton of other descriptors that are not attractive to women. So I am sure that that's a reason why it's confusing to people when you say this. But taking a step out of our chronically online bubble though and clinging too much to the term itself, she's right. Good character matters and should absolutely be something that you vet out in a significant other. I would give the same advice to both men and women on this topic. But what she described and what I think women really like are gentlemen. Good men and gentlemen. Now the terms nice guy and gentleman can have some overlapping qualities, but they also tend to carry very different connotations in today's day and age. A nice guy is generally someone who is polite, who is nice and considerate towards others. However, it can sometimes be associated with someone who's overly passive or who has ulterior motives, expecting something in return for being nice. So being the nice guy in the way in which our modern society defines it isn't really doing you any favors. I think agreeing with everything she says, you know, being passive, putting her on a pedestal, chasing her, none of these are things that most women find attractive. Not only is this unattractive, but it's also disingenuous. So Just want to note that. Now, I have learned through my many years here on YouTube that when you say nice guy, these are the things that people assume. Now, someone who is not chronically online or not on the internet would hear nice guy and they're like, of course you'd want to date a nice guy. Why wouldn't you want to date a nice guy, right? But again, in terms of the internet, I just want to define it in the way that the internet defines it. Now, on the other hand, a gentleman typically refers to a man who exhibits qualities like respect, integrity, chivalry. A gentleman is courteous and well-mannered and treats others with kindness and consideration without expecting anything in return. I think being a gentleman often implies a higher level of character and sort of a genuine commitment to treating others with respect and dignity. So just wanted to make that quick differentiation. Again, after listening to everything she said in the video, it just sounds like she likes good men. Gentlemen, good men. Again, I really hesitate to use the term nice guys just because of the negative connotation surrounding it. But yes, great women are attracted to men who exhibit kindness, who are gentlemen and all around good men. Men who respect themselves, who take care of themselves, have a good head on their shoulders, and who treat others with kindness and respect too. You know, why you would have all these requirements surrounding physical traits and not internal traits is just beyond me. If your requirements for a man all point back to external traits or material objects, I would say good luck to you. Now, I've been saying this for years at this point. There is more to a relationship than how tall someone is, or what kind of car they drive, or how much money they make. And if you prioritize the wrong criteria in a partner, it should be no surprise when they don't turn out to be that great. Now, I'm not going to sit here and blame women for all of the struggles with dating that are happening currently. So if you want that from me, I'm so sorry, you're not going to get that here. And I'm not going to say all, but I think a lot of the women who get online and complain about the men that they've dated or the men that they're dating or whatever, you picked them. Perhaps we are dating people for the wrong reasons. Who someone is in here and in here matter. Someone's character matters, their personality matters, how they treat other people matter. And I think a lot of these things often get put on the back burner now to more surface level, vapid traits that actually don't contribute to the longevity or the health of a relationship and are just sort of surface level, looks good from the outside looking in. You know, attraction and who we choose can be a very complex thing. Your childhood trauma can come into a play, your attachment style, you know, biological factors that are sort of intrinsically wired. So, you know, I hesitate to just say choose better because I think it's a lot more involved and complex than that. But if you're someone who is consistently choosing poorly and things aren't going well for you and you don't understand why, take a look at who you're choosing and try to get to the root of why you're choosing it. But back to the video that I reacted to here, I am so glad that she posted this, and big thanks to the person who tagged me in it, because I think it's refreshing to hear someone dating for the right reasons and knowing what to choose and what to look for in a partner, and being able to break through the noise and weed out all the things that truly do not matter. Now, I have said it before and I will say it again, at the end of the day, who you choose to be with is a reflection of you. And I almost think that that is a good place to leave the video. Just think about that. I'll say it again. Who you choose to be with is a reflection of you. And I think it's fabulous to see a woman on TikTok who is promoting healthy relationships and looking for the right things in a partner that are ultimately going to contribute to a more happy, healthy, fulfilling relationship. I see so many videos that are just toxic, awful advice. So when I see one that's a good message, that is nice and refreshing, I always like to try to share it with you guys just to add a little bit of positivity to the YouTube world for at least one day. And I also want to say this because this is always a comment that I typically see when I do a video about good men. People in the comments will say things like, well, then why do women date men who are horrible? Why do women date men who are broke and who treat them poorly and who are just all around bad guys? Think about the women who are choosing those men. Why are we even talking about it? Would you want to date a woman who chose a man like that? Probably not, and I'm not trying to be mean, but what I will say is that usually when women choose men like that, it's because they're not at a good place with themselves, and there's usually a deep-rooted reason why they're choosing that type of man. And it's not usually a good one. So I would encourage you all to do the inner work, be better, choose better, and maybe the world will be a better place because of it. So guys, that's all I have for this video. If you liked it or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. Would love to hear from you guys down in the comments. And if you have a video that you want me to react to in the future, tag me over on TikTok or on YouTube here. You can also shoot me a DM on Instagram, although I'm probably less likely to see it that way. So if you just tag me directly in the video description, that is the best way for me to see it. So as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.